So I decided to do this video to record my 6 months of experience as a salesperson on a sales floor, not in a corporate environment, not in a corporate B2B sales, but in real sales where you sell humans or end consumer right away. And then the reason I wanted to share this experience is because as technical professionals, a lot of people think that sales is not their job. But then mind you, even if you have all the top technical skills and you're working for a great company, there is someone who is selling, and selling is the only center which does not have a cost center. They are bringing profit and revenue. All other departments in your company are cost centers because they are costing to the company. So important point for you to remember is selling is what basically runs a business, and usually you will see the chief sales officers or people who are selling, they are earning even more money than CEOs of the companies as well at some times. Selling should not have to be sleazy, or if some people have concept, I get emails sometimes from the subscribers, oh Azhar, this is just a sales engineer position and we are not interested, we are interested in technical. That's fine. If you don't want to do sales, that's totally understandable. However, looking with a negative connotation on salespeople or sales engineer should not always be that way, because sales is hard, where you can only sell to someone if your product is good enough and you can convince them. And to learn that skill, not only for selling some products but in your real life as well, can always be very helpful. So in this position, what I did, I learned that B2B sales, number one thing I learned is corporate or B2B sales is much easier than consumer sales. That's much harder. The reason being, in B2B sales there is a lot more bureaucracy, there are a lot more personal interest sometimes involved as well, where the decision makers are looking for business profits plus their personal interest as well. Not all the time, but it is a possibility, and that happens at the highest level of transactions as well. In consumer sales, you need to do a transaction in real time, and you do not have 3 months of timeline to do a sales. In consumer sales, a customer walks into the store, you have to convey the value, you have to understand what they are looking for, and then you have to sell in real time. They pay cash or whatever the transaction happens. So you have very minimal time, and the stress is much more. Another thing is, in consumer sales, the returns are not as huge. Now, someone may disagree with it, but think about in B2B sales, if $1 million sale is happening and you are just getting 1%, that's a huge ROI for you as a salesperson. For consumer sales, if the product is being sold for 600, even if you're getting 1%, that may look a lot, but then it's not compared to a bigger amount. So once you learn the art of selling, you can sell yourself very well. Whatever skills you have, you can also sell not only technical products, you can sell other things as well, because you learn what people care about. And if you understand what people care about, what they will pay for and what they will value, then it becomes simple enough game if you understand people. And then this is one thing which is always challenging with technical professionals. No matter whatever technical skills you have, if you do not know what is the requirement of the other company for which you are applying, what's the requirement of the other person who want to buy from you, if you don't understand that, sales will never happen in that case. So another interesting thing which I learned in this 6 months of experience is that it's not about you. Because sometimes my colleagues and sometimes subscribers, they always ask me this question, okay, I have this many skill sets, I have these many degrees, and I have this many certifications, and still I'm unable to find a job. Well, that's good if you have all those skill sets, but then what is the requirement? What is the need of the target employer? If you are focusing on those needs, you will get a job. If you're focusing on your degrees and skill sets and those are not the need of the target employer, you are not going to get a job. So this point needs to get hammered home very much. Last but not the least is sales should not be considered as a negative connotation. Having technical skills are good, but then having sales skills or having the skills that you understand what are the underlying requirements for any specific employer or a consumer are much more important as well at times. So, and that is the key point. And this video is not endorsed or not a recommendation or let's say promotion or marketing strategy of T-Mobile. I'm just sharing my own personal experience. If you look at the data of T-Mobile pre 2013 and now you look at the number of subscribers, what they have done, they are having 1 million subscribers almost every quarter, and their growth is steady compared to the other big operators. Why is that? Because they have learned the pain points of the consumer, and they are trying to change the overall telecom industry here in the US market, and the result speaks for themselves because they are trying to sell to the end consumer and retain them. So being in that environment, what I learned is your customer always matters the most. In your case, if you're applying for a job, your customer is the target employer. What their needs are, just make sure you're meeting those needs, and then once you meet those needs or you present your requirements or your technical skills in such a way that meet their needs, you're going to sell yourself and get a good high paying job as well. So the point I want to leave with you is, make sure that you don't use the word I. Always think about what about the other person, you. What are your requirements? People usually always try to sell saying I have these needs, which is good. It's good to know that what you want to do, but then it's always good to, when you're applying for a job, it's always good to see what are their requirements, and then basically say, for your requirements I can offer these services. So this detail can go a lot more longer, but I wanted to share my experience, a brief experience. I can go another time we can discuss as well. But if you find this helpful and interesting, put your comments below. And last but not the least, if you want to get more content like this, do subscribe. I look forward to hearing from you.